we need to talk about the WWE releasing a bunch of talent over the weekend. What I was
Yeah.
alluding to earlier. I had to check in on you when I saw the news of poor Giovanni Vinci getting the boot.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like most of the names weren't really that surprising simply
we got
because
a
they
list of the names.
hadn't been on TV. It was AOP, Paul Ellering, Giovanni Vinci, Electra Lopez, Sonya Deville, I think was maybe the biggest
That was the
one.
biggest. That was the
But
biggest
like
shock. Was
but
Sonya
like that
Deville.
tells you what the list was. You know what I mean? Like, cause no disrespect to Sonya, but I kind of felt like in a way she was the female version of Baron Corbin. It was like they tried to put her into stories or like create characters with her so many different times and it just never hit. Like it just never clicked with the audience. Like it just didn't resonate with them one way or the other, whether they're supposed to cheer her or boo her. So it doesn't really surprise me that they let her go. Because like there weren't that many people that were like tuning into Raw to watch Sonya Deville or PFC, you know.
No, I agree with that. PFC was much better as individuals and not like they're more of an alliance, not a faction, if that makes sense. Like they don't come off as a team, just more like a group
Oh,
of individuals helping each other out. You know what I mean?
I would say
Um,
Isla Dawn was also a shock
yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah. I have
Uh
the full list here. We have Duke Hudson, Cedric Alexander, both AOP, Paul Ellering, you said, Sonya Deville, you said, Isla Dawn, you said, Blair Davenport. That was
that was sad.
shocking.
Yeah.
Sad is the better word. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. And then you said the other two of Giovanni Vinci and Electra
Yeah.
Lopez.
Um Blair Davenport is sad because I think in general the problem that I have is when they intentionally call up NXT people
Yes.
and then they do nothing with them. And we've talked about this when we've talked about the draft every year that if you're going to call somebody up from NXT, you should have a plan for them right away. It shouldn't be we're going to bring them up and then we'll kind of like sit and see what happens. No, because otherwise just keep them in NXT. You know, there
Mhm.
we thought Braun Breaker was going to be called up from NXT a year before he was. So you can't really say he overstayed his welcome in NXT. No, he benefited from that year and I still think they could do better by him right now. However, he's not sitting in catering the way that Giovanni Vinci was or Blair Davenport was. So I think that Blair could have been like a really good asset to the women's division and they didn't do anything. And I think Giovanni Vinci, although I am biased, if we're talking about mid card, he could have been an absolute killer in the mid card. Because he actually can wrestle really well and he can cut a good promo if you give him a microphone. But uh they're gonna I would assume a lot of them will go and continue their careers. Maybe we'll see a few of them back. I assume some of them will go to TNA or
Which technically
AEW.
they're yeah, I could see a few going to TNA, honestly.
I
TNA
hope.
would benefit more of those superstars than AEW would.
Well, yeah, because a lot of it, well, and I've said this, like a lot of the reason that they'll go to AEW, Tony just wants them to say that he took a WWE talent. That's the
Oh,
only
he's done that
reason.
before.
Yeah,
Absolutely, he's done
it's
that
so
before.
I think if they really want to actually like revamp their career or something, then TNA is the place to go. If not the indies. You know, like the indies are thriving right now. And we've seen how like Cody Rhodes and Matt Cardona have really like made that a big deal again in recent years. So that's not a bad idea either. And we could see them end up coming back eventually, exactly like Cody Rhodes. Like he left WWE and like Drew McIntyre really became a bigger version of themselves. And now look at what they're doing, you know?
The indies can benefit a lot of people. It's a different avenue that you did not think was possible at this, but now in this time, there's so many different. I mean, look at the WWID program. Look what that's doing to the indies. It's making it
Yeah.
relevant. So
Mm.
I love it.